The mountain and the clouds. A Stoic view on anxiety. Imagine, for a moment, that you are standing at the base of a great ancient mountain. Its peak is lost in the swirling white mists of the high sky, touching a realm of silence we can only dream of. The mountain does not move, it does not lean away from the wind, nor does it tremble when the thunder rolls. It simply is. This mountain has witnessed 1,000 winters, 10,000 storms, and 1,000,000 sunsets. It has been pelted by jagged hail and scorched by the relentless summer sun. Yet, through all of it, the mountain remains unchanged in its essence. Now, look at the clouds. They are restless, shifting, and temperamental. They are gray, then white, then bruised purple with the weight of unshed rain. They gather in a frenzy. They collide in anger. They dissipate into nothingness, and then they vanish as if they never existed. The clouds represent your anxiety, those fleeting worries, the chaotic noise of the city, and the heavy expectations of others. The mountain is your true self, your internal fortress. Meet Elias. Elias lived in a modern city that never seemed to take a breath. His mind was a mirror of the crowded streets below, cluttered, loud, and constantly moving. He carried his phone like a ticking clock, and every notification was a tiny spark that set his nerves on fire. He was exhausted by the weight of his own thoughts. He worried about the mistakes he made 3 years ago, and the failures he imagined might happen 3 years from now. One evening, feeling the weight of the world crushing his chest, he sought out an old teacher who lived in a quiet house on the edge of the woods. The teacher's room was filled with nothing but the scent of cedar and the sound of a slow-moving stream outside. Elias poured out his heart. He spoke of his fear of the future, his suffocating regret, and the terrifying feeling that he was losing control over his own life. The teacher listened in a profound, heavy silence. When Elias finally stopped, his breath ragged, the teacher gestured to a simple ink painting on the wall. It was a painting of a solitary mountain surrounded by thick, dark, swirling clouds. "Elias," the teacher said softly, his voice like the rustle of dry leaves in autumn. "You believe you are the clouds. You think that because the sky is dark today, the sun has died forever. You think that because the wind is blowing fiercely, the very earth beneath you is shaking. But look closer at the painting. Does the mountain fear the storm?" Elias looked. The mountain in the painting stood indifferent to the ink-black clouds. It didn't look brave, it simply looked present. "This is the art of detachment," the teacher continued. "In the wisdom of Stoicism, we learn that the external world is nothing more than a series of shifting impressions. People will judge you without knowing you. The economy will shift without your permission. Your plans will fail despite your best efforts. These are the clouds. They move across the sky of your life, but they are not the sky itself, and they are certainly not the to find peace in a loud world. We must practice a fundamental shift in our perception. This is a process called cognitive reframing. When anxiety arrives, most of us try to fight the clouds. We try to blow them away with our breath, or we scream at them to leave us alone. But fighting a cloud only makes you more exhausted, for you are fighting the air itself. Instead, you must learn to observe the cloud without becoming it. The teacher told Elias that when he felt that familiar tightening in his chest, he should stop. He should not say, "I am anxious." Instead, he should say, "I am observing a cloud of anxiety passing through." This small change in language creates a sacred space between who you are and what you feel. In that space, you become the observer. You become the mountain. The mountain does not try to stop the rain, for it knows the rain is necessary and temporary. The mountain does not beg the sun to stay, for it knows the night is part of the natural cycle. This is what the Stoics called equanimity, the ability to remain stable and calm while the world around you is in total flux. It is the ultimate form of self-mastery. It is the realization that while you cannot choose the weather, You are the absolute sovereign of how you stand within it. Think of the dichotomy of control. This is the bedrock of Stoic wisdom. Most of our suffering comes from a single, tragic mistake. We try to control the uncontrollable, the weather, the past, and the hidden thoughts of other people. At the same time, we neglect the one thing we actually govern: our own character and our own response to the present moment. When you focus your energy on your internal kingdom, the external storms lose their power to hurt you. They might get you wet, but they cannot wash you away. Elias began to practice this daily. When a colleague spoke a harsh word to him, he felt the dark cloud of shame gather in his chest. But instead of letting the storm drown him, he sat still. He told himself, "This criticism is an external event. It is a cloud. It is not my mountain." Slowly, the crushing weight began to lift. He realized that while he couldn't stop the clouds from forming, he could choose not to let them define his horizon. This journey requires the discipline of silence. In our modern world, we are terrified of silence because it forces us to face our own internal weather. We use noise to drown out the clouds, but the clouds remain. It is only in the quiet that we can hear the mountain's strength. Take 5 minutes every day to sit in total stillness. Watch your thoughts move by like distant, drifting birds. Do not chase them. Do not judge them as good or bad. Just watch them pass. You will find that your peace is not something you have to go out and get from the world. It is something you already have, buried under the noise of your expectations. It is the bedrock of your soul. As you move through the challenges of your week, remember the painting of the mountain. When the world demands your anger, your fear, or your frantic, scattered energy, ask yourself, am I being the cloud or am I being the mountain? The clouds are temporary. They are made of nothing but mist and shadow. But you are made of something much deeper. You are the stillness that remains when the storm has spent its strength and the sky clears once more. Embrace the impermanence of your troubles. Let the clouds move. Let the wind blow. Stand tall in your own truth, rooted in the earth and reaching for the stars. You are the mountain, and your sky is wider than you ever imagined.